Hello, everyone. It's been quite a while since you've heard from us, and I'm sure you were wondering what was happening. Well, in this brief video, I want to bring you up to speed on the direction that Momentum Life is taking. And to do that, I'm going to have to give you a little bit of background. So in 1986, when what I believe was God's inspired thought to me to help people do what they never thought they could do and be what they never thought they could be, this journey began. Since that time, I've realized God wanted me to shepherd people and help them be what they were purposed to be. I did not always see clearly how that was supposed to happen, nor could I express it eloquently, but I knew. I knew. The only context for this kind of thing, shepherding people, that I had at the time was the local church. However, even then, I knew that was different than what was in my heart. It was unlike the structure and style of the church world at that time, what I was seeing in my heart. This conflicting reality of what I saw and what was in my heart was sometimes troubling, sometimes confusing, but oddly enough, it was also exhilarating and inspiring. I always believed that there were more and different ways to connect with people. I knew what I was supposed to do would be different, but I didn't even know what different looked like at the time. I now believe that because I did not know what it looked like, that I ran from the calling. I did not want to do what I saw in the church world. So I threw myself into professional pursuits. I was going to be an engineer, and all of this ministry stuff would eventually just go away. However, even in college, I couldn't escape the call. I ended up starting a Bible study that grew into, yeah, you guessed it, a movement. Beyond my wildest dreams, I never thought it would become what it became. It ended up lasting for 15 years after I left college. So fast forward to 2011, when I decide that I need to act on this burning vision that never seemed to go away over the past 25 years. Once again, I took the present context and tried to fit it over the vision. Hence, I started a Bible study. The present context is I was working for a church. So I started a Bible study, and as you know, we even started renting a hotel conference room. We thought that was the way to go. I was once again, though, marching off in the direction of the status quo. Thankfully, through the prayers of many of you and the consultation of the team, I realized that the direction I was heading in was not the path for me at this time anyway. So even though all of my training pointed me in the direction of a traditional church where people attend services and gather at a particular place, I knew that was not what I was supposed to do. But what burns in me now is finding ways to bring the service to people wherever they are. I'm now beginning to realize that the vision that seemed to persevere my procrastination for so long is probably perfect for the time in which we live. There was no social media, online videos, or even an internet in 1986. In fact, I didn't even know that I would go to college and study, you guessed it, computer science. It's absolutely amazing how God kind of brought these things full circle. So what does all this mean for Momentum Life? Well, it means that we've shifted our focus from trying to develop a brick and mortar assembly, at least for the time being, to developing a following where we speak information, inspiration, and motivation into people's situation and assist them in moving further along in life faster than they could do it alone. Momentum Life is really much more than a church. It's a movement. And that's what I believe we're supposed to focus on. The church, the brick and mortar, the assembly, that'll take care of itself. But we need to focus on getting the movement going. So now back to the status. After realizing that we need to change direction, the question became, so what does this different, we're supposed to be different, what does that look like? Through a process of brainstorming and prayer, we realized that we can create a movement online. Imagine that. But we also want to be able to actually connect with people in purpose. We want to, in person, I'm sorry. We want to maintain the human touch in all of this. A great way to bring people together periodically to inform, inspire, and motivate them, as well as connect with them, because we want this human touch, is through events. These events will be in the format of conferences or seminars. So the first of these events is a 3-part conference with a 4-hour seminar being held roughly each quarter. In other words, there'll be a Saturday 4-hour seminar. About 3 months later or a quarter later, there'll be a second one, and about 3 months later, there'll be a third one. These three, the overall conference is called Get Your Life, Finding Purpose in an Uncertain World. The 3 seminars are Start, Accelerate, and Momentum. Start is just that, the beginning. In this seminar, we define purpose. We show you that you have purpose, and we point you towards finding your purpose. The second one is Accelerate, and here you might have discovered or are in the process of discovering purpose, and we will help you hone in on living a life of purpose. We look at living purposely and what that actually means, from your decision making to, how you do things. It's all purposeful. We cover the fact that real purpose is bigger than you and is expressed outside of you. Purpose is expressed through service, believe it or not. And we also explore how purpose can make you rich. Now, we know everybody wants to be rich, but we're not just talking financially. Purpose can make you rich both spiritually and emotionally. It can make you so much more valuable than you are now. And finally, the third seminar is Momentum. In this seminar, you're already living purposefully, but now we want to push you into greatness. We want to look at minimizing things that minimize your purpose. If you can't handle money or your emotions or your time, you're going to be less effective. Successful people just seem to be able to accomplish more with less effort. We believe that's because they have built momentum over time. They have their train rolling and they've minimized the drag. If I were to use biblical terms, they have laid aside the weight and the sin that so easily besets them so that they can run their race with purpose. So the 2 things that we've kind of changed directions and are focusing on is building an online following and getting this message of purpose out to people. And it's more than purpose. We'll be doing more than just purposeful things. We'll be doing all kinds of topics that ultimately push you into purpose, that ultimately and practically help you live a more successful life. But we want to do that right now online through videos, through our postings. And then we also we still want to have the human touch. We want people to be connected, and we want to connect with people. And we do that through these seminars. And the first one that we're doing, the first conference, as I've said, is Get Your Life, Finding Purpose in an Uncertain World. So this first one will be in Birmingham, and there'll be more information coming out via email to you. We're going to need your help. If you can volunteer, but we're also going to need your help financially to jumpstart this. We have to get into a venue. We have those kinds of expenses. And so all of this help that we want to give you is going to go right into ministry. I'm not receiving a salary or anything like that. I'm bivocational right now. But right now, what my purpose and focus is pushing this movement forward. Momentum Life is more than a church. It's a movement. So that's kind of an update of what we've been doing. And like I said, you'll hear more about Get Your Life coming very soon. Thank you.